everyone, and welcome back. Looking at an old hay rake we've got here. Just a old Ferguson, really good rake. Gentleman's coming to look at it. I talked about selling it earlier, but anyhow, we'll see how it goes. But like I said, gentleman, friend of mine, his dad, he's a friend of mine too, is coming to look at it. He's in the market for a rake. So, but anyhow, today's video, and we have a chicken that showed up at the place and has taken up residence, a little brown hen, so why not, right? But anyhow, the other day I made a video and I talked about not telling people what variety of vegetables I grow. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit more about that. I started to go into it that day, but it's been kind of busy and crazy, and haven't really got to put as much focus on videos as I'd like. But anyhow, so some of the crops I grow, I won't tell what varieties they are. Some I'll share, but you know, it's one of those things. But if you're farming or just starting out farming or looking to go into a different market or whatever, I'll give you some pointers on how to come up with the varieties that, you know, come up with your own varieties. Number one, and this is kind of you guys gonna shake a little bit here, but I'm trying to get you to work. Well, anyway, like I've told you before, I am not a professional YouTuber, so videos are going to be shaky. I'm sorry about that. Anyhow, so if you're looking for the varieties to grow, number one, start with what can you sell, and we'll use cabbage for instance. We'll use cabbage. Cabbage is, so if you're going to grow cabbage and you're going to grow them to retail, say you're going to you are going to retail them at a roadside stand, or you're going to wholesale them to a retailer like a supermarket or whatever, there's a specific standard. Now, I'm not talking about grade. Grades and standards are two different things in vegetables. Grade is quality. You know, is it good quality? Is it low quality? And standards is the size and the particular uniformity and stuff like that. So, so there's a standard in the retail on cabbage. They want a 3-pound head, about that big, something you can reach with your hand and get one hand. And why is that? And a marketing specialist for a supermarket chain, or rather a large supermarket chain, told me one time, he said a young lady with a child in one hand wants a cabbage she can reach and get with the other off the store shelf. And families are smaller now, and they don't want that 10-pound cabbage that's going to go to waste. They want that 3-pound cabbage. So you need a variety that will produce that cabbage. It also needs to be a fancy cabbage. In other words, it needs to retain a couple of the outer wrapper leaves so that it protects it during the stocking and on the shelves and unstocking and being moved around. So you want a variety that produces that. So look through your seed catalogs or your plant suppliers and find that variety. Number two, it's got to grow good in your area and in your soils. So if you find, say, 4 varieties that are supposed to produce that, try them all. And you'll find that 1 or 2 will rise above for your variety. Some do better in heat, some do better in dry weather, some do better in cold weather, some do better in wet weather. So you do that. Now, if you're growing for a processor and you're just trying to fill up bins of cabbage that they're going to chop, you want the big heavy cabbage because they're going to pay you by the weight, and you're still going to put them so many plants per acre. You want the biggest ones, the heaviest ones you can get to get more weight to increase profit. So you'd want to look at something that produces a large 10, 13 pound head, and that fills up the bin and produces the weight quickly. Outer wrapper leaves, probably not as important. You want something that's hard and dense that'll chop good in the process. So, for example, like with broccoli, I grow a variety of broccoli, and that's the broccoli I was harvesting in that video. That is an off color. It is a light colored broccoli, but it is super, super good. So we grow a little bit of that every year for our local customers that have gotten used to it, and they demand it. I cannot sell that broccoli to a supermarket because they put it on the shelf, no one will buy it because it's off colored. Restaurants love it. It just has a great flavor, but you can't resell it because people are looking at it for they want that dark emerald green color that they've grown accustomed to. Now, we live in a very wet area, so if I'm growing broccoli, it's got to be a high dome, because if it's a flat dome, water will lay on it, sun will come out, and it'll black spot that crown. So you got to take all those things into consideration if you're growing, once again, processing, retail, or whatever. So what I recommend a lot of times to growers or just beginners is develop a list, a notebook of what varieties done well. Keep records. In a dry year, this variety done real well. Wet year, this variety done real well. Back and forth. Excuse me. But, and that's how you find your varieties. Now, once you spend 5, 6, 10, 15 years developing those varieties, you'll find that you're not as willing to share them. Some I will. Some I will, and local growers or growers I know personally, sometimes I'll share a variety with them because people help me out too, and I don't care to help them, but I won't blast it out across the internet exactly what I'm growing, because there's people there's just as many and bigger crooks in farming as there is any other business on this planet. So you got to be aware of that. But I hope that helps. Like with sweet corn, a lot of times people associate a name of corn, a variety of corn. They think that is the only variety. And a lot of times, if I put 5 ears of corn of 5 different varieties on the table and told them to tell me which one was the variety that they asked for, they couldn't do it. There is a lot of sweet corn out there now that is very, very, very similar. Another thing when you're selecting varieties to keep in mind is disease resistance. Natural disease resistance will save you a lot of time, money, and work on spraying and trying to fight that disease. If the plants are fighting it 24/7, it surely helps when you go in and spray it. You're a leg up, if you will. But that's a little bit about varieties. I hope you enjoy it. We have been busy. I have had a request to make a video of us transplanting broccoli. I'll try to get that done. Hopefully we're going to try to do that. It rained yesterday, so we didn't get to. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that little notification bell so you'll know when we put up a video. If you have subscribed, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone had a good 4th of July Independence Day. We went last night and watched our local fireworks. Had some hot dogs. And, it was an enjoyable time to watch the kids watch the fireworks and various things. But until next time, everybody take care of yourself. We'll be back in the field again this week. We'll take you along. Have a good day. Bye.